We're going to be talking with Jay Purner. He is with, how do you pronounce it?
JaCorWeb.
JaCorWeb. And we're going to be talking about something that I was not too aware of, although I know that it does exist, and that's your search engine. You know, when you go onto the web and you type in a word, tell us about that.
Well, and search engine optimization refers to the fact that a lot of people who are not your regular customers that you already have, when they're looking for somebody to go to, will type what they look for, the service or the product they're looking for in the city that they're looking for it in. So that's the localization, that's search engine optimization. If you have a
if you type in Windows, for instance.
Windows in Schenectady.
Probably get Microsoft.
For that one you probably would,
Yeah,
yes.
right.
But if you were looking for Windows in Schenectady,
Yeah.
you would probably find some glazers in Schenectady.
Okay.
And the ones that would be on the first page are the ones who have done search engine optimization. That's a way to...
So when you see those, and I know one thing I noticed is that when you type in Proctor's, you don't get Proctor's sometimes here at the top. You get some other site. So how do they get up there?
Other sites could be doing search engine optimization, but Google also, and you can also pay ad. You can pay to be on the top of the
and that's
search
why they have that
results,
little
too.
word that says ad.
That says ad. And that's a great place to point out the difference between SEO and paying for those ads.
Okay, let's talk about that then.
Well, there's value in SEO beyond just the higher rankings and ranking for more of your keywords. The value is we're going to improve the content of your website. We're going to get some dialogue started on social media pages, and we're going to make sure your local listings are accurate so that all kinds of things are pointing at your website, pointing that to number one. That in turn earns you media. Instead of just paying for media, you're going to get earned media in terms of dialogue with your consumers, a website that people are going to look at as a resource for the products and services you offer, as well as just a place to pick up the phone and call. And of course, you're going to get more traffic and higher search
on your
rankings
website,
too.
yeah.
Yes.
Now, John, you've kind of gotten involved in this. How have you seen that your business has improved, or what's happening that you can actually, kind of put your hands on?
Well, when I met Jay,
John Manfred, I'm sorry.
When I met Jay, thank you, Ann. When I met Jay, Jay really helped us identify what was really important to our marketing plan. And we were kind of climbing out of the recession when I met Jay, and understanding your customers and where they're going, how they're finding you, where that information is available.
What is your business, just to start with?
We offer the licensing courses for the real estate education for salesperson,
right.
brokers.
So if I wanted to become a realtor, I'd have to take a course, obviously.
Correct.
So I would type in their real estate classes.
Correct.
And now you would come in, or whatever business you're in. We're just using this as an example. You're going to try and get him at the top of that list.
Right. I'm going to do some research to find out what people are actually keying into that to find the courses he offers.
So you look for words to get them the
Yes.
words that are going to pop them to the top?
I research the market he's in, and I research the competitors he has in that market so that I can develop a keyword list for him that competes, that brings him to the top.
How many
and competes with
keywords can
those.
you put into your optimization?
Theoretically, there's no limit. I think we're working with about a 400-word list with Manfred Real Estate Learning Center at this point.
Well, what's amazing to me is when I type in something, let's say Windows, for instance. I type in Windows because I'm interested in buying a window. I don't know why I picked that, but I did. And I find out that they give me the people in that community that I live in. How do they know where I live?
Because of the signals that those websites, because it automatically determines your IP address. Wherever you're performing the search from is being recorded, and whatever search engine you're using sees where it's from. So, and nowadays, it didn't always do this. Nowadays, it's going to try to return the relevant local results for your search.
And it's interesting that it's funny because I accidentally hit on an ad. Accidentally, you know how that goes. You didn't really mean to hit it, but it was for boots, for all of them. Yeah, men's boots. I mean, what do I need men's boots for? Every time I turn on my computer, that stupid ad comes up, and it's like, I mean, how do they do that? Is that something that you get involved with? Or?
That's something I can get involved with in terms of a client. In terms of a person on the internet, the problem is it records just about everywhere you go. And now with the paid advertising, but that's more of a paid advertising thing. That's known as remarketing. And I can help people with that too. But that's having the search engines look at where people have been and then serving ads based on where they've been as to what they're likely looking for.
Okay, as a participant in typing, is there any way I can knock those cookies off so I don't have to get bombarded with this stuff?
You can go to your privacy settings on your browser and turn off the cookies completely and turn up your firewall.
But then you can't get into some of the sites that you like to get into.
Some of the things, it's a trade-off, yes.
Yeah.
Companies today in search engines want all the data they can get about you. And
they're hungry, aren't they?
They're very hungry.
Okay, and you've got some things up here. Let's take a look at that.
Well, what I have here is just the fact that SEO, when you hire an SEO as opposed to just doing some paid ads, you're actually getting more value than just that of paying for the paid ads would get you. These are all the elements that a search engine looks at when it's determining where to put your website in those pages and the results. These are the key components. So as an SEO, these are the things I looked at for Manfred Real Estate Learning Center. These are the things I helped John work on, and now we're seeing the results of that. If you look at his overall ranking, when we started into January, he was at a 22 for all of his keywords on 3 search engines. The #1 positions have increased 167% since I've seen him, and we've seen great increases in the number 5 and number 10 as well.
It's interesting you're talking about search engines, so you have to kind of target like Chrome and Google and...
Those are browsers.
Okay.
Chrome is a browser. Okay. Google, Yahoo, and Bing are the
Bing.
3 major search engines.
Okay.
So when you hear an SEO or a marketer talking about the search engines, they're basically referring to Google, Yahoo, and Bing. Okay. And don't forget, Google gets 68% of all search engine traffic.
You can't get away
so
from
you're
Google.
really playing to the tune Google calls.
Yeah, yeah, and then you know, we have it becomes a monopoly, even though it really isn't, right? Mm-hmm. You find that this has helped, according to the numbers. It sounds like it has.
It definitely has helped, but there also has to be an engagement on the client as well on a social media part of it.
You just can't just happen without you participating.
This isn't the only thing that you do. I mean,
Yeah.
there's other things that you have to do to also engage your customer through social media and SEO. So it's a combined event.
Well, we're learning a little bit more about business, and if you are in business, you know, you might want to check with whoever handled your materials, or check with Jay, or check with whoever. But what I bring to you as a host for the show is what is available to you out there that you can take a look. You may be watching this in Kokomo, Indiana, I guess, or wherever, because you can see us on the web. And so wherever you live, you know, check it out, and maybe this is something that your business could benefit from. And speaking of business, our next segment, we're going to be talking about another strategy for business owners, and that'll be in our next segment. I want to thank you both for being here. It's always a pleasure to see you. I know he works for Small Buddy and all kinds of great things. Nice to meet you too,
Nice
John.
meeting you as well. Thank you.
I'm Ann Perrella. You're watching Schenectady Today in and around the Capitol Region.